Hey everybody, this is Renee Holder, and we are thrilled that you're here today at Miss LILLIAN'S Paint University. Today we're going to be talking about Miss LILLIAN'S metallic paint. This color is cashmere, and that's the one we're going to be using today. I brought out another one so that you could see the vibrancy of some of these colors. This one is Opaque. Is that not just gorgeous? She has two different sizes, 8 ounce and 16 ounce and 25 colors. And the metallic paints can be used in conjunction with Miss LILLIAN'S No Wax Chalk paint, or they can be used alone. And what we try to do as suggest is that, like with this color here, you would like to find an undercoat and using Miss LILLIAN'S No Wax Chalk paint and close to the same color. Like this one, I'm going to use Chocolate Kiss, and it's just perfect for under this one. And the main thing to remember, of course, with any finish is your prep. It's very important that your foundation has been prepped correctly, because if you don't, sometime or another it's going to fail. So always make sure that if you feel you need to lightly sand, you can do that with 220, and then you use 50-50 vinegar and water, wipe it down, and then use Miss LILLIAN'S first step, and there will be a video on this later. To finish cleaning it, you let it dry, and then I used Miss LILLIAN'S Swamp Mud in the black. I put that down, just one coat, one very thin coat, and then I came back with the Chocolate Kiss because that was the color that I felt would be a good undertone for the cashmere and the metallic paint. So I'm fixing to move the camera and get set up, and you'll see how easy it is to apply. I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to show you the color of the cashmere. It's very rich, and you can really see the metallic in there. And also, before you use your paint, you want to make sure that you shake it up really well. And there's a glass bead on the inside, and you can kind of hear that as I'm shaking that back and forth. So those are in there for a reason, and it really does help to keep them shake whenever you're shaking them up. Okay, and you can apply with using Miss LILLIAN'S 2-inch synthetic sash brush, her round brush, or you can use a foam roller. And it's very important that you don't apply too much. Again, less is more. And as far as your dry time, that's going to depend on the area that you live in and your weather conditions, such as your humidity, but probably 30 to 60 minutes. But you'll be able to tell if it's dry enough to apply your second coat if you feel that you need a second coat. And I always put my paint in a paper plate, because we don't want to contaminate our jar, the paint that's in our jar. And you really don't have to put a lot of paint on your brush either. Again, less is more. See, I'm not really just soaking that brush up. And also, whenever I applied Uncle Jeff's Black Swamp Mud, I went this way. And whenever I came back with Miss LILLIAN'S No Wax Chalk paint colored Chocolate Kiss, I also went the same way. And so each process that you do, whenever you're doing a finish, you want to follow that process. It's just like wood grain. You want to follow, that's your wood grain. So you want to make sure that you stay in that motion. And see how easy that applies, and look how far that goes. Okay, and another thing that's important is whenever you're applying, you want to make sure that you're keeping your brush straight. Just like that. You don't want to do moon shapes, because that will show up. And I'm just kind of pulling it off like that to the side, and look at that. That's just beautiful. Let me see if I can lift that a little bit. The color, I didn't think about that. It's kind of hard to see. See, isn't that pretty? And you can see that there's really no marks in that. It is leveling out really nicely. Maybe I should have done a brighter color. I really didn't think about that whenever I chose this color, but I'll hold it up to where y'all can see, and I'm going to use the round brush so that y'all can see. And as you can see, I'm going to the outer edge of where that paint is, and I'm not saturating the brush. Okay, and the same thing applies. You want to make sure that you've got even strokes, that you're not doing that moon shape. You can see how far that goes. There is still a lot of paint in that brush. And you can see I didn't put very much on there. Okay, let me hold this up. Hopefully y'all can see. See, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, and the same thing with the foam roller. I'm just not going to load it up. I'm just going to make sure that I've got it on there really good like that. See, look, isn't that nice? And you don't want to push really hard and leave a crease, but say you do, all you have to do is very, very lightly come back and just barely touch it, and it will pull it right out. In fact, I believe I will finish the tabletop with using this right here. And again, your dry time will depend on where you're at. But that just goes on, and I'm just barely touching the surface. And it's taking out all the imperfections. And you don't have to overwork it. And as you can see, that's a very light coat. I am not applying hardly any paint. I am applying paint, but that didn't sound right. But I'm not over applying the paint, is what I'm trying to say. Less is more. Doesn't take as long to dry, and it gives you a much softer finish. And look, that is all the paint that took to finish that. And I'm going to hold this up where y'all can see. Isn't that beautiful? Let me turn this over here so that maybe y'all can see that. The lighting is really hard to do with the metallic colors. See, isn't that just gorgeous? Very pretty. And that is one coat. And in fact, I really don't even think I'm going to have to put another coat on it. I think it's perfect just the way that it is. It went on so nicely. And if y'all have any questions, just be sure and ask. And also, we suggest that you let it dry overnight. And then for added protection, you can add one of Miss Lillian's Luster top coats. But you do want to make sure that you let it dry overnight. And for any further assistance on all instructions on how to apply any of Miss Lillian Snow Wax chalk paint products, you can go to her website, which is misslillianspaint.net, and go to the facts section. Y'all have a very blessed day, and we'll see y'all next time.